The hell does that?
Yeah. So we had an issue. So yeah. So the previous video is probably going to be put out, and then we'll probably have to put this one up after. We're going to figure that out.
Huh.
Kind of in the middle of a whole segment. So I apologize for that.
That shit
But
was
we're gonna
easy.
keep it. Yeah, we're gonna keep it going though. We're gonna keep it going. Don't let it stop the momentum. Don't let it. What do you say?
Hmm?
Don't sweat the technique.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep it going. Um, what
I
what,
hear
what
what
we
you
got?
said, but that is the song. All right. We can come back to the Eagles. I just want to know because it was just announced not too long ago. Kyle Murray is now a Minnesota Viking. Yeah, and considering the money he's getting off the other contract, and I'm pretty sure I saw that he's basically signing for the minimum.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that too.
so like, that's how. Okay, you can either be trying to win now with Kyle Murray on a minimum deal, or would you rather a rookie deal JJ McCarthy, who still has a lot of room to grow as a player compared to Kyle Murray, who's basically maxed out on the effort and how much more he can improve mentally as a player and all of these things. We've already seen what he is. But McCarthy, there's still upside. So which would you rather have? A minimum Kyle Murray, minimum contract Kyle Murray, or a rookie deal JJ McCarthy? Which
All
one
right,
would you like
so
to there?
this is about to piss a lot of people off, and I do
I
not
hope
care.
so.
Uh, JJ McCarthy is a better quarterback than Kyler Murray is,
God damn.
and
Mm.
here's my reason why. What makes you think, people? What makes you think that Kyler Murray is going to make this Vikings team a winning team? He couldn't even make his own team a winning team.
Right?
He had weapons there. He has had more weapons in Arizona than the Vikings have now. They have weapons. They had Marvin Harrison Jr. They had Michael Wilson. They had the record holder in receptions, uh, Trey McBride. They had a solid running game with James
James
Conner
Conner, yeah.
and the rookie dude, big husky boy. They had an offense. So excuse me, somebody. So either you're telling me it's 100% the offensive coordinator's fault, I'll accept it. I will accept that. You're saying it's the offensive coordinator's fault, I'll accept that. I can believe it because offensive coordinators can be the problem. We've seen it. But we'd
Mm-hmm.
also seen where offensive coordinators can be a problem, but a good team is a good team, and a good team is still going to get to where they need to get despite having a bad offensive coordinator. So you can use that. But Kyler Murray, you've been in this position for a very long time. There is no excuse for you to not see any progress. So this is why I say JG I would and so to answer your question, let me just get right back on track. To answer your question, I would take JJ McCarthy over Kyler Murray because you're going to get somebody who actually wants to be here. Kyler Murray does not want to be here. I don't care what anyone says that when you're Kyler Murray, people will sit there and say, "Oh, it's because he's making all that money off the Arizona contract. He doesn't care about how much he's going to be making in Minnesota." Bullshit. Bullshit. Kirk
Bullshit.
Cousins, Kirk Cousins got his money wherever he went. He was getting his money wherever he went. If he goes sign somewhere else, you think Kirk Cousins is taking a league minimum? Absolutely not. He is not. He is
Mhm.
going to go out there and negotiate the best possible contract for himself. So what does that tell me about Kyler Murray? Kyler Murray don't want to be there. Why would you take a contract that's that much less than what you were already making? That's not a prove it deal. That's a whatever, man. I'm not about to put no effort in anyway. That's
Yeah,
that
but
kind of
he already getting his full deal from his other one. Yeah, he ain't got to put that work in if he don't want to. He's already
yeah,
paid for life. He can go walk into baseball if he wanted to.
I agree. But I agree with that. But that's where I'm saying it's like if he wanted to be here, he still would have negotiated a regular contract. If
Mm.
he cared about football, if he cared to put that football in, he would still go out and negotiate a contract. I know I would. I'm not going to be like, oh, Arizona gonna pay me, but I'm going to negotiate another contract here. I'm going to go out and get me a contract. I'm going to get me the best possible contract for myself, unless I don't give a shit. Unless
Not
I
too
don't give
many
a shit.
people want to play in New England. I mean, in Arizona. Put it that way.
Yeah, and he was making money to play in Arizona,
Yeah.
and now he coming to Minnesota. I don't know that many people want to
Right.
play in
That is
Minnesota.
a huge change, though. I mean, to go from one to the other is damn. At least temperature wise, weather wise,
Hmm.
boy didn't see snow unless he was playing Seattle or some December East Coast game. He didn't see snow.
Yeah, so
So yeah,
Murray,
now all you
Colin,
know you're gonna be just in the snow every year, or this whole winter, this upcoming winter. Hell, this
yeah.
winter you're gonna be in the snow.
So and that's where I say I feel like Colin Murray is checked out. He checked out when he came in. He probably walked in and was like, "Y'all want me?"
Huh.
And they was like, "Yeah, we want you." He was like,
Yeah.
"But we want to sign you on a league minimum." And he was like, "All right, well, my boys said they want to play COD. So
Hmm.
what y'all got? What y'all offering?" Oh, we offering a league minimum. And he looking at his Apple Watch.
Hmm.
They saying, "Can you get on in like 2 hours?" All right, yeah, let me sign that league minimum contract because I'm not about to be here. Y'all not gonna see this man. He gonna come out there. He gonna overthrow Justin Jefferson or underthrow him or get sacked because all those things are possible. And Justin Jefferson's gonna be pissed. And this is my thing. If you're Minnesota, you're committed. You're committed to losing right now. If you just went and signed Kyler Murray, you're committed to losing. I would have, if I wanted a former Arizona quarterback, they picked the wrong one. They should have went. If you wanted a you wanted a quarterback that could get throw the ball to your receivers, they should have went and got Jacoby Brissett. I'm telling you, there's a reason why the Arizona Cardinals look like a different football team when there's a reason why Arizona Cardinals, when they had Josh Dobbs as a quarterback, went undefeated for a very long time. With Josh Dobbs, they were winning. There's a reason why that happened. The bum ass Cardinals won like a bunch of games straight, didn't lose a game with Josh Dobbs, and then they traded him away because Kyler Murray came back. But there's a reason why that happened. I remember this specifically because Josh Dobbs was my starting quarterback for like 8 weeks in fantasy. It was a few years ago, but it happened. It happened. Um,
Hmm.
but what I'm saying is, he did the same thing. He went back over to Minnesota and did the same thing. He was winning in Arizona.
Hmm. Yeah.
The point is, they Minnesota, they are basically saying we're not going to commit to JJ McCarthy. We're not getting rid of JJ McCarthy. We're not giving up on him, but we're not committing to him. Let's give Kyler a shot. Biggest waste of time. For one, you're going to ruin JJ McCarthy's already fragile mental state. He's probably feeling like, what the fuck? You brought in that loser. Because that's what I'm saying. You brought in a loser to replace me? Jesus Christ. Give me a better QB coach or offensive coordinator that can fucking help me. Give me the
Hmm.
guy you had leading freaking, what's his name? It's like because now this is on O'Donnell now, so you can't fix that. You're not gonna see any. You're probably gonna be worse than you were last year with Kyler Murray. Um, you need to draft a quarterback. That's what they need to do. Because if you're not committing to JJ McCarthy right now, because if you're not going to draft a quarterback, and this is what I'm gonna say to Minnesota. If you're not drafting a quarterback, just fucking start McCarthy. Because I'm not putting no eggs in any Kyler Murray basket. Let him go play Call of Duty. Let him go play Call of Duty. Let him go play Fortnite. Let him go compete with Peely and the rest of the the ragtag Fortnite gang. Uh, that's just asinine to me. When I saw that, when you said breaking news, and it was the Kyler Murray signed with the Vikings, I immediately I felt my blood pressure go up. And the reason why my blood pressure went up is because I'm realistic. If somebody's bad, there's no reason for them to be signed. Let's like if Cleveland Ringo went to free agency and got signed.
Mm.
Why? Why? He's not good. You know he's not good. The only reason you would sign him is to put him on special teams. Why are you doing that? That's like if Ryan Leaf came back to football. You're going to sign him? No. Why? Because you know he's a bum. So
Ryan
we
Leaf's like 49 years old at this point. He might be over 50. But like, I mean, I get the gist of what you're saying. So I'm going to ask you this: come the end of the season, who's the starting quarterback week 17, week 18? Who's the starting quarterback for Minnesota?
insert name here.
Hmm. Okay, then let me ask you this way: how do I put this? If Kyler Murray has a successful season, is it safe to say JJ McCarthy's done as a
No.
starting quarterback in the NFL?
As a starter, yes.
Hmm.
Yes.
So does that make him a bust or just a bad pick?
Oh, he's busted wide open.
Why?
Because he's bad.
But I feel like most people knew he was bad. Like he knew he wasn't this good, and we were all laughing at the pick when it happened because it was
Yeah.
a reach in that draft. There's a lot of the way they jump for quarterbacks is the way it plays out.
Yes,
And let's see it
absolutely.
in this one. I'm sure some quarterbacks are going to come out of nowhere and be first round picks, and we're going to like why. And sure
I
enough, they're
mean,
going down the field, and you're like, why did they do that? It happens all the time.
yeah, we knew that they would. We knew it was bad.
Hmm.
But apparently, the Vikings might not have knew it was bad. Just like we knew Jalen Rager was a bad pickup.
I mean, I'd
Everybody
go
knew.
so far as to say the Vikings should have just went and tried to get fucking Joe Milton instead of getting JJ McCarthy. But that's just me.
I agree 100%. I think that they could have tried to get Sam Howell from Philadelphia, but the Cowboys did.
Hmm.
They could have went and took Joe Milton from the Cowboys. They could have gotten Jacoby Brissett. Fuck, they probably should have went and tried to get Geno. I mean, I don't think Geno can do that much worse. Do any worse?
No, no.
But you
We've
could have
seen
got.
the best and the worst of Gino, and I
Sure.
don't think we're going to see too much on the best side from here on. I'd be
Oh yeah,
surprised if he's a starter from this point. Like he just went somewhere to be a backup, right?
Geno. I
Yeah.
think he went back to the Jets. He's going back home.
Okay. Yeah. To go.
Make sure
Yeah.
that guy's not there because if he's there, Geno's gonna
That's
Geno
that's such a whatever.
punch to the face.
So yeah, I guess that's the end of Geno Smith then. If he's going back to the Jets, going full circle. Now he gets to break somebody else's jaw. So and
Somebody break his.
again, like they know what's going to happen if they break his jaw. They getting sent somewhere else, San Diego or some shit. That's what happened last time. We barely ever heard dude name again. What was
Hmm.
his name?
I don't know. He had one of those weird names
Yeah.
like Oogla 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 Oogly Oogly Oogly. or something like that.
DJ, you ugalele.
Yeah,
You ugalele. What kind of
you
name is that?
you is fucking ugly guy. You ugly. Hey, you ugly.
You ugalele.
You ugly.
Mm.
That girl ugly.
You ain't got no alibi. You ugalele. But yeah, okay. Jonathan Jones is an Eagle now.
Jonathan Jones,
Yeah. Okay, I'll go
older
back.
guy.
Got to
Yeah,
look
yeah,
after that. But yeah, he's an older dude. He's 32, 1 year deal. Not really a prove it more veteran, mentor, locker room,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and experience kind of deal. I mean, he's played in
Yeah,
152 games. He started 80. Last year, he had 41 tackles and 5 pass breakups. So for what it's worth, I mean, he's not. I don't think he's really going to be too much of a hindrance out there on the field when he's out there. I like the signing. I like having a vet in there, even if it's
I
just a depth piece. Yeah.
and and I feel like this kind of fits. It kind of fits into that thing that Philadelphia is probably looking for. Is because I feel like this is what's going to happen. It's something I usually expect to see.
Hmm.
Um, when they bring players in that have that veteran mentality, which is I thought this was where I thought they were. I'm not going to rule that out just yet,
Right.
but they because they need a safety, right? And they may
Hmm.
not be able to afford to bring in a safety, so they bring in a veteran corner and move him out to safety. That could be one of those things that you do with Jonathan Jones. He's smart
Could be.
enough, he may be smart enough to play that position, but if they don't, I mean, I like the pick. I like the addition because he's going to bring something to the locker room that we really don't have. And the only position where you do have it is if Brandon Grahams comes back, and then you have Zach Bowen.
Hmm.
Outside of that, outside of that, you only have old head, that old head player. Outside of anywhere else, you only have that plus 30 guy in age
Yeah.
is freaking Lane Johnson.
It's a young ass team. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was clearly lacking last season. You could see it. It's part of the reason I feel that you saw the change when Brandon Graham came back. He got a
Yes.
little more mature on the field, responsible, accountable, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that was part of the change. It was just him being there, holding them accountable, giving like lighting their fire and so on. But I feel like another twist to that signing is the new Eagles secondary coach was the Patriots cornerback coach, and he was Jones's second cornerback coach for 6 seasons.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. Yeah, you know what to do here.
Hmm.
You know, just somebody he can communicate through, I guess, something like that. It doesn't sound like that because I don't know for certain, but I mean it's not going to hurt.
Right.
So I'm fine with the signing. Me, I was assuming it would kind of be this way as far as what the Eagles would have to go after in free agency because of the cap situation. That they were going to have to go find veterans who still got a season left in them, and trying to get the most they can out of them in that season. That's what you got to do sometimes, especially when you're pushed up against the cap. So keep doing it. I mean, there's a few more solid veterans out there, positions of need. I'm sure we can go out and grab someone cheap and try to find long-term solutions to the later rounds of the draft and develop.
Right.
I mean, that's the strategy, I guess. That's what I think, anyway. But either way, I like the pick.
Yeah, I like it too. He's always one of those, and I'm a Madden guy, so he
Mm-hmm.
was guys
Yeah.
I always like Jonathan Jones. I thought he was out of the league already, but
Well, he was still playing. For
go
some
for
reason in Washington. You know how that went.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was cool. Let's see what else they can find. what other diamond interrupts they're going to go digging for. So you're going to have to. All right, so I got another would you rather.
Okay.
Jordan Davis or Kyle Hamilton? Because, the whole draft situation. I wanted to connect those two. Which one would you rather have today looking at the Eagles roster situation?
I still would have wanted Kyle Hamilton
Mm,
because the reason why I would have preferred Kyle Hamilton is because Kyle Hamilton is playing a position that we still haven't needed.
mm-hmm,
Now, and I get it that, and here's why I say that we probably will be having a different conversation with a like I still think if we had Kyle Hamilton, we still would have won the Super Bowl.
mm-hmm,
I think we still would have won the Super Bowl, and I think we probably would have won. I think we probably would have. I'm trying to think. Is that the year we had? Did we get? Oh, no, no, no. That wasn't the year we played the Chiefs. When we lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That wasn't the year. That wasn't the same year.
mm-hmm.
I feel as though having Kyle Hamilton, you probably have a whole different backfield secondary than you currently have. You'd have you'd be in a total different situation because Kyle Hamilton's one of those sideline to sideline play guys that he can bring that boom that we haven't had in a long time. I like
Mm-hmm.
Reed. Reed doesn't lay the boom.
No.
Kyle Hamilton will lay the boom. Reed doesn't intercept passes that much. Kyle Hamilton seems to be there. He makes those plays. He's somebody that you're actually looking for. And then having Reed and freaking Kyle Hamilton, those few, just having them there for a while, that's something. You shaking the league up right there because people are scared of that secondary, scared of those safeties. They don't want those. You don't want the safeties to make the right move on a one of those routes. So I feel like I would have rather had Kyle Hamilton, and then you can make the argument, like, oh well, what about Jaron Davis's his play, or what about his effect that he had? We had Milton Williams, we probably still would have Milton Williams. We had more Jomo, we probably would still have more Jomo. So maybe there'd be a slight shift in the way this defense looks, but we still had a solid enough defensive tackle that was getting sacks. So I'm not going to sit there and say that, like, yeah, I'm happy with the selection of Jordan Davis. I'm not mad at it. But if I had to go back and choose, I'm always going to say I need that skill player.
Mm,
Like, but even though I'm a trench guy, but we would have needed that skill player because it's one of those weak spots that Philadelphia always seems to have. It's either we have a weak spot at corner or a weak spot at safety.
yeah.
It's always the case.
Well, yeah, like you said, in the trenches, that's where I feel like it's built. And to have a dominant player like Jordan Davis there and the work that he puts in to make himself become a better player, just that in
Hmm.
itself is kind of rare for a player of his size to actually have a strong work ethic. For now, I mean, maybe he'll get lazier as he ages up, but I like the kid. And to me, I feel like having that run stopper clogging the middle, eating those gaps,
Yeah.
is just as valuable, if not more, than what Kyle Hamilton does. So to me, I like the kid, and I can see him actually getting better because he's got a lot of room to grow as far as attacking the quarterback, getting to the quarterback. He's got a lot of room to grow there. He's got to get more. He's got to get even more consistent. All these things aren't going to improve. I just see the future being brighter for him than it would be for Kyle Hamilton. I feel like he'll be bit more of a benefit to our team
Yeah.
than maybe to our team than Kyle Hamilton would be.
I could see the argument there because Philadelphia is a trench. Philadelphia is just a trench team. They are a trench team. So
Plus,
I
it would
could see.
just be Jalen Carter down there for the most part, and overpaid Milton Williams. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, I like where we're at as far as the D line. I hope they find another strong piece just it just we need that. We need a strong. We need a serious pass rusher.
So I think maybe we when we get an opportunity, we should sit down and actually look at these picks, look at the possibilities, because we still haven't done our mocks yet.
No, I'm slowly starting to. I'm starting to get into mine. I'll
Yeah,
probably
I
have
got
one started in the next one done in the next week.
to see.
I'm just trying to figure out the O line situations. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I can never do my mocks until after free agency. I
Hmm.
have to see
Yeah.
what we're working with before I can do that.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Because
if you're doing it early, you're just doing it for the clicks and the likes. Like, you're just doing it
yeah,
for attention. You can't take that draft that seriously. We
yeah,
can't be in
because
January locked down and thinking that we know who number three is. That's just no.
yeah,
We don't know.
because because one of my biggest concerns was is trying to because I was thinking about doing my mock and I'm like, wait a minute, am I taking a corner at with the Eagles pick? It was a corner pick, and then we got and now we got Tariq Woolen. If I would have did my mock a few weeks ago, or if I would have did my mock a week ago, I would have had to come back and redo my mock because we got Woolen. You don't need to make that big play or that big pickup on the draft because we have Woolen now.
All right. Like, I mean, let's say for instance, if you did a draft before the combine, even you wouldn't have known that about Caleb Down having a degenerative ACL. You wouldn't have known about that. That should
No,
affect your draft board. That should
it
affect take him
should.
off of some teams' draft boards. And he was as high as a top five pick. That could drop him down at least out of the top five, out of the top 10.
Wait, they kept it. Wait. So teams didn't know about this, guys?
I
They,
guess
they,
not. Also, he has a partially torn meniscus. Yeah,
jeez.
yeah. So
And then he
you
was
know that could
invited.
drop his step, but that's what happens when you reach early and do these drafts in January or as soon as the season ends. Like you don't even know yet.
That would not have been. He would not have been invited to my
No,
combine.
no. See, no. I mean, they didn't know until the combine, as far as I understand. I'm
That
just
was
using that as an example. I mean, it's true. I'm just using it as an example of why you
yeah,
don't know that. But just go jumping ahead and say, like, here's your top 10. You don't know. You're going to be wrong as hell. But yeah, people eat that shit up every year, even though it's about as wrong as can be. If you look
uh,
at a mock draft from like the end of December, New Year's ish, bowl day games from that time, and to look at one in February, they're gonna look different overall.
yeah,
There'll be a lot more shifting because you don't know. It's just it doesn't really make sense to be putting that out there that early. Like you have factual information. You're just doing that to stir people up. And you're wasting people's time and feeding them wrong information.
right,
Just take that time. Just put more fucking effort into getting your board right. They should make more damn calls. Figure it the hell out. Just don't jump the gun like that. It's
yeah.
just yeah. Put the work in. Don't. I mean, you'd be seeing people like, yeah, this is my sixth mock draft. Like, what the hell are you doing? You have
You're
six
six
mock
months.
drafts already. Like, no, you
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I want to
So
do. I'm gonna do one mock draft 2 days before the draft.
pretty much that's when mine's gonna be going out. Yeah, you won't see that shit till April. Shit. I'm not playing around this year. I mean, I want to have some damn credibility when I speak on shit. But I mean, speaking of which, people having injuries going into the draft. Jahad Campbell had a shoulder injury going into the draft. He missed some of the workouts with that injury, and he dropped down in the draft because of it. Luckily for the Eagles, but now he's got a surgery injury again, and he's going to miss all of the off season bullshit. All the mini camp, all of that. He's going to miss all of that with the shoulder injury. Big Fangio said, quote, so we're going to have to cram it into him, giggity, in training camp, and hopefully we have enough work to get that done for him, unquote. So, yeah, is this going to be a problem? It says he'll be ready by the start of the season, by preseason.
Jihad.
Yeah. You think this shit's going to be an issue in the season?
No,
Mm.
because
Speak
he
on.
was supposedly hurt. He
Mm.
was supposedly hurt last year,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't know.
So if he's always got shoulder injury or injuries, because I'm not sure if it's one shoulder or both, honestly. Couldn't quite get a lockdown on that information. But
Right.
if he's got shoulder, bad shoulders or shoulders, and this is going to be a reoccurring thing, like, are we just missing something here? Is this a problem? Is this cause for concern at least? Let's say he
No,
doesn't show, he doesn't quite heal by the time the preseason starts, or say regular season starts. He's still just a little behind. Is that going to be a problem for us?
no. I feel like we will make it. We will figure this shit out.
Yeah. Is there enough behind him to figure this shit out? And they may
Behind,
have 2 or 3 weeks to catch him up, and that's it.
I think, and that's what I said. Like, go ahead and give. And this is why I say it. That's why. This is what I was saying earlier. One of the good things. I'm like, yeah, it sucked that N'Kobe had to go, and then having this situation, but now we're forced in this situation where Smile London or Jeremiah Trotter have to be ready. So they have to have time in to know what the fuck they're doing. Good thing they actually got some time during last season. They actually got some burn. So we
Mhm.
actually saw something to where as Keely Ringo, we didn't know what we had, but we saw something out of Smile London, saw something out of Jeremiah Trotter Jr. to where I think maybe can hold it up on a few plays. So I'm not too concerned yet.
Mm. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's really not cause for concern yet. I mean, it will be come August or late August, early September, week 3. If we're still listening, we're still talking about this, it's a problem.
Yeah,
So, we can be positive about it, but it definitely seems like something to keep an eye on.
yeah.
All
It's
right.
definitely something we will keep our our eyes on. Um it's just I just don't want to put too much concern on it yet. I don't want to concern like over like stimulate myself mentally about it because then I'll get
Simulate
worried.
your mind, Craig.
It'll get me worried and I'll be like, oh fuck, what do we do? You know, because I don't want to. I'm not going to think too much of it until I know for sure that it's like going to be a problem. Right now, it's not a problem, and it's not going to be a problem until it's a problem. So that's the way I'm looking at it. It ain't a problem until it becomes a problem. Then when it becomes
Okay.
a problem, we'll have to handle that problem. Right now, it's not a problem.
All
Smile
right.
Mountain is there. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. is there. Listen. I got to jump in. I got to jump in. Yeah, so I get it.
All right. Uh, I was thinking about this Max Crosby thing. You got anything on that? Anything you want to say about that?
Max Crosby. All right, so this is funny. So the Max Crosby situation is hilarious to me because some people are saying that the Ravens were finessing the Raiders, like they were playing a game and uh they were basically toying around with the Raiders and everybody else. Like they were trying to mess around with everybody. Personally, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that they were playing any games. I think that they probably really wanted Max Crosby. From what I saw, I even saw somebody say that they tried that Ravens wanted Crosby and Hendrickson.
Mm-hmm.
Know if they can afford it, but if that was the case, woo, Raiders, you just better be happy you didn't do it. You better be happy it didn't go through because that would have sucked for everybody. So I think everybody else
Well, wouldn't have sucked for the Ravens. Would have sucked for the quarterbacks of the AFC North.
would have sucked for every quarterback that played them next year.
I mean, there's only one good one anyway, so they say. I say the jury's still out on Burrow.
The jury is still, bro. Um, I I already spoke about Burrow. I'm not gonna go there no more.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I
See, I
think
mean,
it happened. It should have. I'm not mad it happened. I felt like we needed something funny to happen, and
hmm
like, cause there's never anything funny happening in free agency. Like the funniest thing that happens in free agency is somebody gets a contract that they don't deserve. Kirk Cousins.
mm.
So this was funny. I needed this. This was perfect.
Yeah, it's pretty damn
So
funny. I mean, even if they had signed the contract, it would have been the same thing. It still would have been hilarious. And it ain't because of injuries, it's because like you were never going to get the proper return on this contract. Like that's just crazy money.
when
I mean,
Chris
dude just had surgery 2 months ago, and it's a 4 to 6 month heal from what I'm understanding. And they just brought this doctor in, if I'm not mistaken, he came from rugby or soccer, one or the other. He comes from a different sport than football. So, and
yeah,
he looked at it and he ain't like it. And if the doctor won't like it, then what you gonna do? He don't pass the physical. He don't pass the physical. So you can't really bring a dude in who don't if you don't want to put the money in. You see
right,
the knee and it's like this ain't going right or this is going too slow or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a MD, but I think the doctors are and the doctor's like, no, this ain't cool. This ain't ready. You don't want this because whatever reason. And they were like, nah. But at the same time, I could see why if the doctor had any damn complaints, they were like, okay, that's enough for me to back
yeah,
out of the damn deal because of what they spent on the deal. Acquire Cosby with the contract and the 2 first round picks.
yeah,
I feel like with that investment, they would have just used any excuse they could at that point if something they saw something in the physical because they were regretting it. So maybe a little bit of both. Maybe the doctor knows what the hell he's doing and like this is a bad knee, this is not healing right. And the Ravens like, oh hell yeah, get me out of this because the Ravens and the upstairs we were like, yeah, we probably invested too much in this player, especially if we want to go sign Hendrickson too.
right,
So I feel like it could have been a matter of both mushed together, and it was just best for the Ravens to get out of the deal before they got trapped.
yeah.
So that's what I think happened. 'Cause they still went on and got Hendrickson, so which I feel like is probably going to be a worse contract than if they actually just held on and took Max anyway. I feel like they're
Yeah,
going to regret the Hendrickson one because Hendrickson's going to be 32 already when the season starts.
yeah.
So that's reason enough to regret putting that type of investment in dude. But I mean, I wouldn't mind to see what that would have turned out to be with Crosby on one side, Hendrickson on the other. That would have been nasty.
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't. I don't want to see it because I'm about to say this out loud, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna say this out loud. I'm rooting for the Browns this year.
Ew.
I'm
What?
rooting for the
No.
Browns.
That ain't a thing. That's not a thing. That's not a thing people do. It's
Listen,
not a thing people do.
I, I like, I got my birds doing bird things, but I'm rooting for the Browns to do something this year.
Mm.
I got them looking. They looking good. They're not looking good, but they looking like they want to do something. They looking like they trying.
They're a few pieces away. Plus,
They,
new coach, new system. They're still trying to settle the quarterback's position.
I feel like they already. I feel like Todd Monken know exactly who he want to start
Yeah,
going.
even, like you still got to get the system installed with dude, and
I
yeah,
feel like
that's going to be where it starts. Is he's got to yeah, you got to incorporate that new quarterback, all these young ass players on the Browns. It's going to take a minute for that to settle in, probably.
so that and then what you do is oh wait fuck I think
I
Snoop
feel
Hunter.
like the Browns, maybe not this season, maybe next season they might be an actual factor, but this season they're probably going to shock a few teams and surprise you a bit.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I think we're going to get out of them because we're
and I
going to
think
go into it with really low expectations on the Browns. Everywhere but like the hotshot networks, just so because they just like saying fam- famous names.
Yeah,
That's just what they do. They just want to just shout out names. So they're going to probably spend a lot of time on Shador and ignore all of the rest of the young pieces that they have, like
yeah,
Ferdinand and the running backs, like the young ass running backs. They get a strong number one in there at receiver.
yeah. I think they're gonna get that in the draft.
Yeah, they're close, but they're still a few pieces away. That's why I don't say this year. They'll shock some teams this year if they fix that wide receiver spot, that line, and
They,
what have you. They might be dangerous next year. We may be talking about them contending for the actual AFC North title. Especially with the Ravens will probably be making a move with Henry that season, and they'll be on the downswing.
yeah,
Bengals will be on the downswing because the money will just be catching up to them by then. All the money they invested in three players,
they
like that's
fuck.
going to catch up to them eventually. Pittsburgh's Pittsburgh. Like, look at their coach. They're not going to be doing shit for a few years. They're out of the running. So
I forgot who they. Oh yeah, it's McCarthy.
opportunity, isn't it McCarthy?
Yeah, it's McCarthy.
Yeah. So I mean, the opportunity is there for the Browns to just take over and control the division for a good 5 years if they play their cards right.
And
But it starts next season,
what thing? The thing is,
2027.
and what I think, and I think you're 100% right. Where the whole putting that, getting that system instilled into them. I think if the Browns want to win, if they want to change their entire identity as the Cleveland shit stain on the NFL, that's what a Brown is. Um, what they need to do is let Monk give Monken like 3 4 years. Not necessarily 3 4 years to fix a team. I'm saying 3 4 years because he if he doesn't get it in 3 4 years, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
He can't win in Cleveland. But I'm saying 3 4 years, he's gonna be this team's going somewhere. And
All Monkey got to do is hit double digit wins, and that's enough in Cleveland to
yeah,
be retired and have a statue in his honor.
and my thing is one and Cleveland's got to do and what Cleveland has to do is because Deshaun Watson's not gonna play again this year. He's not gonna play. It's not gonna happen. I strongly believe that Deshaun Watson not gonna come in. And then you're talking about Deshaun Watson coming. You got a new system. Deshaun Watson is not gonna learn that system. He's not Lamar Jackson. He's not gonna be able to come in and be like, oh, I can do the same system you ran in Baltimore. No, it's not gonna happen.
Mm.
You're not him. You can't even run. Your legs don't work. So what you do is you got three quarterbacks on your roster that don't know the system. What you do is go with your hot hand. Don't go with
Yeah.
short back, the dude that whose wife fucked him over by putting all that dirt, saying all that dirt. I don't know if you heard about that story.
What story?
Dylan Gabriel's wife or fiance
No.
talk bad about all the teams on TikTok, forgetting that everybody has TikTok. She
Mm.
was talking bad about how much the Browns didn't like. She was just saying stuff. It was like this is
Uh,
probably what he went home and said to her when he was
yeah.
laying in bed with her, and she went out and put it on TikTok. Don't do that.
Was it something along the lines of, I'm just guessing here. The original coach wanted him. He got fired. Nobody else on the team actually wanted him. They all wanted Shador, something along those lines.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
and
that makes sense. I'm surprised that Atlanta, I mean, yeah, Atlanta went out and grabbed somebody else at quarterback and didn't try to get Gabriel. That surprised me
yeah,
because that's his quarterback. So that actually kind of surprised me a little. He didn't try to get his prospect. If he believed in him so much, I mean, he only spent, what, a third on him? So he couldn't have had that much faith in him. But once you pick a quarterback, that's your guy. Especially if you're desperate for a quarterback, that's your guy. You're tied to that guy. You don't
and then
really get a second quarterback unless you've
yeah,
had
like
some mild success.
and I feel like, and oh my gosh, I know what's just going to happen if Shador starts winning. Haslam's not the owner, right? He's not the owner. I think he's just the president. I think the owner. They have another person, the owner of the Browns. Um, I think if Shador Sanders has a very, very good year, Jimmy Haslam or whatever his name is should be barred from having public press conferences from here on out.
Mm,
Because when you say publicly, this is not my quarterback, and then the new coach you bring in tells you that he loves this quarterback, he wanted this quarterback when he was in Baltimore, I feel like you can't say anything else because you hired this guy. You hired a guy to be your head coach, and he 100% disagreed with you about the quarterback that you had. He
mm,
disagreed with you because Haslam said he said it publicly. It was on video. Haslam said Shador wasn't my pick. Monken came in. First thing he did was meet Shador Sanders.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
tried
sure, it
to
was
get you.
on camera and everything.
He said, I tried to get you. I was
They
going to,
did. Ravens definitely wanted him.
and that right there is telling a story. If Shador has a good year, Haslam's gonna have Monken fired
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't fit his narrative. It's gonna make him look bad.
Nah, they'd be foolish to actually get rid of the one coach that actually had success there.
Hey, they did a
Okay,
number.
I can't say that because he had a two-time coach of the year there, but he was a two-time coach of the year because it was so bad the other years. So yeah,
You gotta
it's a
love it.
new day. I feel like Munkin can get something out of Shadori, can bring him up to the next level that he needs to get to. I don't
Yeah,
feel like I don't feel like Shador's ceiling is that high. Like he's not going to be a top five quarterback in the league or anything.
no, not at
But he's
all.
got a lot of pieces around him. So
Yeah,
they find again that number one, they're going to have success.
he's not gonna be your MVP.
Mm,
He's not gonna be on your All American list or whatever they call your All Pro list. He's not an All Pro. He's gonna be enough. He's going to be the quarterback that gets you 25 touchdowns, maybe 10 to
yeah,
15 interceptions.
yeah. He's a few years from getting 30. He's a few years of
Yeah,
catching up there, like most rookies. He's
yeah,
a few
he's
years away up here
yeah.
from hitting those 30, 35 touchdown marks.
But I feel like he'll get you enough to where you're like, if everybody else does their job, because that's what the problem was in Cleveland. Shador did fine. The defense did fine. There wasn't enough going on the offense for Cleveland to be anything. Because Shador couldn't do it by himself. Who was he throwing to? He was throwing to Jerry
I
Judy,
feel
who
like
was giving it up.
talent wise, that defense, just on paper at least, was one of the best defenses I've ever seen of all time. Like, just yeah, there's so many strong pieces there. I
Say
like
that.
what's going on. That defense last season could have been with a better situation on the other side of the ball, or at least where they could at least control the clock and the defense didn't have to constantly be rushed back out there.
Yeah,
They could have been an all-time defense,
right.
but they were pushed too far. It's like stretched too thin to where they couldn't be that because the quarterback position was a work in progress. Then every other piece on the offense was a rookie, pretty much.
Hmm.
So, except Jerry Judy, where that number one option. Yeah, right.
He was so bad.
Huh.
Like, when I saw that Shador, he wound up, threw it, wide open pass. Right here in the bucket. Judy. And it bothered me because I wondered, when I saw this play, I was wondering, what the hell was Judy thinking? Because, my opinion, I thought you either make a cut, go outside out of bounds, go straight and get tackled. He stopped and then fumbled.
Huh.
And I felt like, yeah, that was something that Haslam told him to do.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, push ship has nobody anymore.
Yeah, you know these dudes be tanking. People
Hmm.
be saying stuff. See, in the NFL got to hate these podcasts. They got to. These professional leagues have to hate these podcasts because these podcasters are saying some crazy stuff. I just saw one with Jeremy Lin, Jeremy, Jeremy Lin, the Asian dude.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they was tanking. He spoke about tanking, and I was like, oh shit, so we're gonna get in trouble. He said that I know this ain't football, but it's proven that this stuff actually does happen. He said he had 20 points to 10, and it was like the third quarter. It's like he said, and they took him out the game in the third quarter. He said, "Why are you taking me out?" He said, "The people upstairs said you done." So I'm thinking, does that happen in the NFL? Could be.
Yeah, I would
You know,
imagine. Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, you get like those contract bonuses if you hit the certain marks and whatever. And I have no doubt that players get pulled so they don't hit those marks.
just say, "Hey Jerry, fumble."
So, I mean, that wouldn't be too much of a stretch from what you're speaking on. You're still manipulating
Yeah.
players, yeah, the on-field product, which is just as bad as gambling. So, actually, that would manipulate. You can manipulate gambling with those actions by
Mm.
doing those things. So,
But yeah, that probably pissed a lot of people off
yeah.
who needed that play.
Mm. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one, the next
I
final
forgot,
one.
I forgot there was something else. Sorry.
One more. No, go ahead. You speak on it.
No, no, no. I'm good. I got it all.
Okay. The last question was going to be, outside of Tom Brady, what players' numbers should be retired across the league? Even if it's a
So,
combination of players that wore the jersey, which jersey should be retired?
so I thought about it. I really did, and I really, really thought about it, and I couldn't think of one person. I could not think of a number that should have been retired. There's only one number that I thought that could be retired, but that's just selfishness. And I thought that number was 40
Hmm.
because of Pat Tillman. But Pat Tillman was not that good of a play. He was solid, but he wasn't an all-star. He wasn't like him. And I felt like I can't let my military bias be enough to say retire his number because he died dedicating his life to this country. So I had to throw that off. So, and then I thought to myself, Walter Payton, he fucking changed the game. But then again, a lot of people changed the game. We can't necessarily do that. I took that off. I like took Walter Payton off my list,
Mm.
even though he got awards named after him.
Hmm.
So I really thought about it, and I was like, I don't think there's anybody. And be honest with you, I wouldn't even retire. I wouldn't retire Tom Brady's number. I wouldn't even have that number be. And the reason why I say I wouldn't do this is because there's a 53-man roster.
Hmm.
Take away one of those single digit numbers, you're gonna have to force teams back into the structured number system.
Yeah.
Because once you start retiring numbers, now you're taking options away from people. So
Yeah. I think some of them I'm going through a list right now and I got into the 80s and it's like, damn, 80 wouldn't have a case to number 80. The number 88 would have a case. Just because I mean I'm just thinking about it like just like all time players that wore the number. I'm not even thinking about like one particular player.
yeah,
If you look at it with a broader brush and you get like 80, which was Isaac Bruce, Chris Carter, Steve Largent, Jerry Rice, Kellen Winslow, Senior, not the pervert, James Lofton, or 88, which was Tony Gonzalez, Marvin Harrison Sr., Michael Urban, John Massey, Alan Page, Clarence Parker, Drew Pearson, Charlie Sanders, Lynn Swan, Isaac Bruce, Chris Carter, and Duke Slater. Like you could say those do, but then that's 80 and 80, not 88 or 89 or whatever. You can't take those numbers away from receivers.
yeah.
They're like crucial. They're yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it's hard to do that. in the NFL because you have so many players and they need those number options.
Yeah, I mean it's less so now because you can wear whatever number, but like, it doesn't mean everybody's going to hop on that bandwagon and just pick a random number. Some people are still going to stick to the 80s just because it's the way it's always been.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm not a fan of the less structured number system. Like whenever when I play my game, I change everybody's number. Like like
right.
Jahad Campbell wearing like N'Kobe Dean wearing 17. I used to change his number
Yeah.
immediately. Changed it.
Right,
Jahad,
I'd loosen the restrictions on the numbers, but don't just let anybody have anything, because then you just stare chaos. And before there was at least some kind of structure there, where you could just look at a player and knew what they were out there to do,
yeah,
unless it was say tackle eligible receiver or some shit like that. That's where that is. But you get my drift.
yeah,
You actually knew who was doing what, and you didn't have to just guess. And it was a lot easier to follow players' numbers
right.
when they were more closely assigned. So. But Johnny McNally wore seven different numbers in his career.
Yeah,
Johnny Blood, that's what they called him. Johnny Blood.
he ass.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was alright. He was alright. He was before the parents' times, before whoever's watching your parents wanted didn't see him play either. I believe he went on to do like movies or something. Yeah, I think he went on to be an actor. But he played in like the 40s, 50s, old timey player. And he wore seven different numbers in his career.
Some people just don't ain't committed to a certain number.
Right. Like, I don't care. It don't mean anything to me. I mean, it was not like they were buying jerseys when Johnny McNally played. And let me point out, Johnny Blood, that's a hell of a name.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, we ain't find nothing. So, I don't know. You got anything else you want to add? Any restaurants, foods, stories you want to go out or on?
No, I
Okay.
don't. But I do,
Alrighty. Huh?
but I do want to close out the episode with something though.
Okay.
And it's going to be a bit different from what I usually close the episode out with. But I just want to say to everybody, listen, everybody at home, you know when they say in order to be the one, you got to beat the one. You know, to be the great one, you got to be the great one. You got to beat the
To
great
be
one.
the man, you got to beat the man.
You
Woo!
know? So I know how awesome I am, but I know I can never be the great one because this show isn't a one man show. So if you want to be like me and be great, go get you a partner like Boulevard, and he can be great too. I had it in my head, it didn't work.
Was this promoting your other page?
No, it
Oh,
wasn't. However, so we had a page. It was called Live from the Sticks. I was going to post my gameplay. For some odd reason, it's not working. So I am working on something. I'm not gonna. I was gonna give you guys a spoiler. Haven't did it yet. I'm going to. I'm gonna give it a few weeks, and in a few weeks, I'm gonna reveal something right after our mock draft episode. I'm going to give you guys a reveal of where, because we're going to keep it on lock on this page. It's going to stick with GQ, and Boulevard might even pop in sometimes and tag along and play with me sometimes. Maybe we'll see. But we're going to stick here. Hey, he might even just be in the stream or in the video when I play.
that's
Uh,
interesting. Yeah.
but I'm going to. There's going to be more content posted on the YouTube page, on the Facebook. But I'll give you one hint. The segment's going to be called GQ Plays. And every episode, GQ plays this game. GQ plays this game. And if you guys like those segments, I'll give you more. If you guys want me to play a certain game, we'll do that too. Um, but part of that is going to be you're going to see a lot of the same game because we ain't made of money out here. So that means y'all going to have to start helping us out if y'all want us to play a certain game. That means like y'all really, and I'm not saying y'all got to come out here and spending money. Y'all ain't got to come out here and spending money. Money helps. What I'm saying is come out here, react, like, give us a subscribe so we can come out here and put more out here. We had the money, the funds, so we can actually do this for y'all. So if you want to see GQ plays, let us know. Hit the like button. If you have a certain game that you really want to see me play, let me know. All right. Other than that, I ain't got nothing else.
Sorry, I just had a whole shot go through me. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that. I'm down to watch you play, what, Madden or Supermarket Simulator or.
Enjoy. I was actually going to play a different game today.
Okay.
I play it. I just downloaded the demo because it's not out yet. It's on the what they call it when the game is being created.
Alpha?
Yeah, it's still in development, but it's not available. It's available as a demo.
Mm-hmm.
So I might play that a little later because the family's upstairs watching Wicked too. So I'm not going upstairs.
Yeah.
Yup.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
So you're going to have to spend all day listening to that shit because it's going to be stuck in their heads. Sucks
They
to
could be
be
stuck.
you.
So I'm gonna ignore the hell out of
And it snows, so you trapped. Damn.
them. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming by. Thanks for watching. Peace and love. I have a fish.
All right, everybody. Thank you for coming out to check out our show. We'll be back again soon with another episode for you to enjoy. On behalf of GQ and the interns, I'm Boulevard. Peace, love.